Hello, everyone. This is Matthew Brown, and I've got a question for 2026. What's your next best move? Do you realize a lot of people feel stuck because they think they missed out on something because they didn't make one big choice? But life is a string, a series of small choices. And so when you're in a tough position, I don't want you to panic. I just want you to make the next best move. This is the Undercurrent. Hey, have you ever wondered sometimes in life, how did you get here? Welcome to 2026. We have navigated 2025. You've gone through ups and downs. And I keep saying that basically we're moving at the speed of life. If you're feeling a little tense, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, if you're feeling like, man, something is not really working, it is. It's just life. There's a couple of things you're going to have to do. One thing you're going to have to kind of do is assess, how did you get here, right? Because how you got here matters. A lot of times we want to do preponderance and we want to figure out, we want to complain. But the real issue is we are where we are and it matters. So don't repeat it. However you've arrived at the space that you've come to, then you've done that because you have made certain moves or you didn't make certain moves. There are decisions that you've made, there's choices that you have chosen, or there are things that we neglected to do. A lot of times we've got to take inventory, and I don't think there's a better time than in the beginning of a year, in January, to take inventory and make an assessment of how we arrived at this space. So being stuck usually comes from momentum. I like that word momentum because I think that momentum is, it works in our favor. And I think that momentum can also be a problem in a negative space. By definition, momentum in physics is when you have mass and velocity. How big is the thing and how fast is it moving? Sometimes life is just a big, huge ball of things, and it's coming at you left, right, and center. And so in that context, momentum, it's choices that are stacked up over time. How did we get here? Why does it matter? So we don't repeat the negative things that brought us to this space. I don't know about you, but sometimes in life, it gets to be a point where you think that you're just simply on a treadmill. I told you in my blog, and I want you to make sure you read it, that I'm back in the gym, and but it's with a different mindset. It's with a different understanding. But there's a lot of motion, and the motion that I did this before, and this whole journey of weight loss and wellness and all the things, it's you do it for an end instead of doing it for a reason. So I want to ask you, how are you moving in 2026? What's your next best move? Is it to accomplish an end, or is it the culmination of a reason? Now, my determinations, my destinations are going to come from my motive, my purpose, not from the convenience or the obligation to complete something. I want to just make sure you understand this, because part of the struggle in everybody's life is, how do we get to the end of a thing instead of why are we going there anyway? So what's the next best move? Well, you don't shame it. You don't shame the moves that you have made that just didn't work out. So let's give ourselves some grace. Everybody give yourself some grace. You know why? Because you're not going to always get it right. And even though we live in a pressure cooker, man, life is tough. Life is rough. Economy is up and down. Issues are happening. Relationships are falling apart. Relationships are being discovered. We're trying to figure out how to navigate technology. What does any of these things mean for us? The world is on fire. Nations are fighting. We've got really bad leadership in spaces and countries, and you're trying to figure out where do you fit in all of these things. I want you to study patterns. What is the pattern that you have been literally walking out? I have a friend, and we were talking last week, and as a fellow pastor, we were just kind of talking about stuff. He's doing a series on patterns, and it made all the sense in the world. Do you realize that where you are is because this is the continuous pattern or the continuous choices? This is the way that you continue to go. So you're only going to develop momentum in the wrong direction if that's not where your purpose is. Have you decided to move in the space of purpose instead of the place of convenience? Think about it. Is your comfort more important to you than your purpose? Do you want to go the easy route? Do you want to go the popular route? Or do you want to go the purposeful route? You got to decide for yourself. Because I think in my own life, I'm really at a space where it's either age, stage, or experience. It's either expectations or disappointments has brought me to a very defining, clear space that if you're going to do this, then you're going to have to do this because this is who you are. Not this is what others expect of you, not this is what you have to do. Because people who live life under obligation are not happy people. Think about it. If everything you do comes out of an obligation, a debt you owe, being leveraged to feel that you have to perform for others instead of you understanding the next best move for yourself, that's an issue. Well, that's a great thing. You're asking, how do we get to it? Okay, I hear all the things you're saying, but how do I get to it? The first thing is I just want you to understand it. Don't try to do the 1, 2, 3, I got it now. I want you to own it. There's too many times that we live our lives without ownership. We live our lives with blame. We live our lives with rationale. We want to rationalize why this happened. We want to blame someone else because it happened. We want to feel sorry for ourselves because it happened, but we don't want to own it. And I get it, because sitting in a thing that's uncomfortable is painful. It is, and then sometimes it's embarrassing. But you know what? It's really, really true. There's some things that we just have to own. We have to sit in, we have to digest, and it's not going to feel well. But nevertheless, it's necessary. So how do we get there? We're going to reset. The reset is really built on small moves. I say this all the time. I do this all across the country. I'm dealing with, matter of fact, I'll be in Oakland at the latter part of this month. And I'm talking to leaders, but I'm not going to talk about home runs. I'm not going to talk about one program, one thing you do is going to reset your whole life and it's going to set your organization on fire. I'm going to talk about how do you get on base. I'm going to talk about the consistency. What is the momentum that you're building in your life? What is the mass and the speed that you can control so that momentum doesn't override you? It doesn't throw you off your game. It's a series of moves. Now, I got to be honest that I'm in the mourning because my beloved Buffalo Bills were in the divisional playoff, right? So here you go through a season. You don't have any wideouts. You had a problem with kickers, blah, blah, blah. The defense was sketchy, but we got there, right? So their series of moves brought them to an occasion, to a big thing. And in that space, sometimes sometimes the moment is bigger than what we're ready for. But here's what I want to say to you, that you can also monitor your momentum, because at a point in time, if we move away from being consistent, we get away from our pattern, then we're going to allow something else to disrupt us. We all live with disruption. Disruption is a part of life. Disruption and interruptions, they happen. But now I want to share with you that you got to do the reset. It's important that you understand how we get to where we're going. It's a series of small moves. So 2026 is not, okay, I'm going to forget everything that happened in 2025 and I'm going to do something different. No, everything that happened in 2025 led you to this moment. The real question is, did we learn anything? Or did you just do a bunch of stuff? Because doing a bunch of stuff without owning it, without learning it, won't allow you to reset a new sequence. You're good. You're good for who you are enough. Life is not too big for you. The moment is not too big for you. You are enough. But you got to reset with a new set of sequences. There's got to be some other things that you really need to do. And one clean move at a time. One clean move at a time. That's what you need. Just one thing. How do you get there? What options are available to you to do different? How do you give yourself some breathing room? Because you can't really restart in clutter. You've got to place some stuff. You've got to know that if I just pick this up and move this, I'll be better. I've been reading a lot from a neuroscientist, Dr. Caroline Leaf, and she makes a great point. She reminds us that momentum is not neutral, it's neurological, right? So the direction and what you repeatedly think, the way you think, the way you believe, what you act upon, it begins to shape your brain in that space. So part of the deprogramming of what we've been doing is going to be requiring that you're going to have to do something different. You have to think differently. You got to know that where you are matters. What you do is important. So now let's name it. What's moving you? What is it? Fear? Is it an expectation that it's just not going to turn out again? Is it fatigue? Because there's a great book called Rest is Resistance. How tired are you? And then what are you going to do about it? So you've got to name it. Is the thing pleasing you? Is it a sense of urgency? What's pushing your hand? What's making you move that way? Then I want you to do one other thing. I want you to choose. I want you to choose to move into that improved position. It's one step. It's one move at a time. It's not a bunch of moves. It's one thing. So what small move can you make in the next 24 hours? What can you do in the next 24 hours that starts a new sequence? What can you do today? What can you do right now? Well, the first thing is listening. Then the second thing is assessing. The third thing is owning. And then I want you to move. Because I think the movement, small thing at a time, clearing your plate, clearing the table, starting with your purpose in mind and not trying to get to a destination. I say this all the time. I think people blow it because we don't know how to live in the moment. I think the moment is an experience that will blow your mind. But if you would ever take the time to just be in the moment, be where you are, and then decide to move differently, you'll really discover your next best move. So the move is on you. It's a chess game. Move the pieces, watch the board, and determine to learn from every move. This is the Undercurrent. Hey, I want to thank you for joining me for Season 2, Episode 5, The Next Best Move. I really hope that our conversation and our time together will help you move with momentum to your place of purpose. I'd like for you to like, subscribe, and share. And if you want a deeper conversation, join the Align group. We meet monthly to talk through these principles and distinction drills to make sure that you live out your purpose. Remember we talked about it's the string of small moves. Make this the move for 2026 for you.